Peace, peace, and love. Greetings to all the infinite beings out there. So, my name is Michelin L, and I had a thought. I wanted to share some information that I feel like I recently understood. So, basically, this is about like how we go into creation. Okay, so like when we think about creating something that we want to experience intentionally. So I've been kind of like dabbling in and out of this topic over the years and just trying to understand it and understand, how I function, how I flow, how I move through my creations and things of this nature. So um, yesterday I kind of got some clarity that I didn't really have before. I was doing this meditation where we write our affirmation over 55 times, write it 55 times for 5 days. And so I didn't make it to the 5 days, but on the third day, I understood that I already had what I was writing in the affirmation. And I was able to see it like in my experience and in my world. And I think that before I negated those things because I didn't feel like they looked the way I wanted them to look, right? But they were still present, but they just didn't look the way I wanted them to look. So then I realized the next day that, how do I want to say this? So we already have everything within us. The reason that we already have everything within us is because we live within us. Like we experience everything within us, inside of us. We don't live in this 3D world. We live inside of us. And everything that we create and do and feel and think inside of us is what actually comes out. Like what we say and see in this 3D is actually a result of what we're living internally. And so internally, we have everything. That is where everything is. It is there. Everything is energy here around us, everything, every part, our soul, our spirit, all of that is energy. So you can't really like say that because something isn't 3D that you don't have it, because you actually do. You're actually the reason why the having happens. So it can't actually show up without your participation, without your agreement, and without your acceptance of the thing, right? So when things show up, we can't just be like, oh, well, you know, this thing is just happening to me. No, you're actually happening to your existence. You're actually happening to your 3D. Like you're the thing, you're the impact that is occurring in which 3D is what it is. Reality shows up as what it is. So you have everything inside of you. So when you want an experience, you want to experience something different from what you already have, you go locate the thing within you first. How does it feel? What do you feel like when you're living in that expression of having the thing? What was this thing actually bringing to you? Like if you say you wanted a new car so you could come and go as you please for transportation. Okay, so then how does that feel? It feels like I'm secure. It feels independent. It feels like stability in my body. It feels like joy because I can go where I want to go and be where I want to be. It feels like freedom on a level. Like you could say that a person could feel that. So then you feel those things and you feel them in your body and you allow yourself to have a moment of that experience, and you have some moments of that experience and you accept it. You tell yourself, even if it's just energetically, that like I accept this into my reality. I accept this, because you accepted not having a car at some point on some level. Like even like our disagreements are agreements. Even our disagreements are agreements. Right. Okay. And then so the way that these things unfold when it's even in a disagreement as an agreement is that like this universe is created in a function of us being creative, right? So then there's the function of our universe, our holistic existence of connectivity, is that whatever you say is it. So the universe, again, like I talked about this before, doesn't recognize I don't want. It feels what you feel, and it brings you the magnetic experience of that feeling. So if you're feeling strongly, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, and you're feeling it strongly, but you're saying, but I do want this to happen, but your I do want this to happen doesn't feel as magnetic, as energized as I don't want, you're going to get I don't want, because that's the prevalent energy that you're pulling from. So you can also neutralize the things you do want by energizing the things you don't want. So every time you look at something you say you don't want and your feeling is I don't want that thing, then you haven't neutralized what the don't want is. You can neutralize it. You can say that, what can I appreciate about what this thing isn't? What can I give thanks about what this thing isn't? What can I give thanks that it's showing me, that it's expressing to me, that it's fulfilling in me? Because it's some aspect of myself that was in alignment with that. Even if it isn't, what did it support me in before? Because it supported something that I desired to experience before. So then if you desire to experience it on some level, even if it was subconsciously and you were not aware of how this thing works and you did this thing, it still did happen. So it showed me what? Like, where's the gratitude in this? Or where is the place of neutrality in this? Where can I appreciate this from? And I can't get away from gratitude or appreciation, because on some level you said yes to this. And even if it's you saw someone have an experience, and on some level you accepted that as part of experiencing, even if it's just that simple, basic stuff. Like, even if you said that, that's like saying it's okay for my life. When we do that, it's like saying that's okay for my life. Like, oh, it happens to people. Okay, does it happen to you? It happened to them. And if you say, well, sometimes bad things happen to people. Okay, so, but is that okay for bad things to happen to you? And this is not to say that bad things won't happen to you, because, like, we're infinite. Like, do you know all of your infinite self? Okay, first of all, that's asking a lot. And second of all, like, these things don't have to be bad. So let me get back on topic. It's all perspective. And so if we live in an affirmative universe where everything is yes and everything is a positive, like, okay, yes, I agree. Oh, you want to feel that? Okay, yes, I agree. So if you keep going into the I don't want, you're literally energetically, what that language is energetically is more of this. I feel this way, so more of this. I feel this way, so more of this. And whatever you're feeling, it doesn't matter what it is. I feel this way, so more of this. So this is why neutralizing the don't want can be effective, because you're actually saying that I appreciate what it was. So now you're alchemizing. You're turning that negative feeling into something that you can appreciate, which gives you more things to appreciate. So then it also takes away the exacerbating feeling of how much you don't want something. Like, that thing will drain you. Okay? Don't focus on the don't want, because it's going to grow. Whatever we focus on increases. We live in a universe such as this. Whatever we energize increases. So energize what you want, neutralize what you don't want, figure out why you are so opposed to it. If you cannot just say it, if you cannot just switch the perspective and alchemize that energy immediately from what I don't want to what I do want, and put that exact same amount of energy, of pull, of magnetism, of energization, like, I'm making up words, but they probably in the dictionary. Um, energization into the thing that you do want, then you need to find out why that don't want is so strong, because it more than likely comes out of a perspective of limitation, of lack, something that you had in your genetics, or something that you were taught, or something that happened that you just was like, I don't ever want to do this again. So, when we make those things, we create what's the word, limitations or guidelines. I'm hearing guidelines for how we want to do our experiencing. So when something happens, this is why forgiveness is important. This is why knowing yourself is important. This is why people have those shadow of the night spaces, because those are those moments when we're actually like, okay, let me pull this out and actually deal with it, because we're still energizing it. It's still holding our energy when we don't do that. It's still holding pieces of us. So call all of your energy back into your awareness. And when you have those moments, take that opportunity to take that thing and put it where it needs to go. Take that energy and put it where it needs to go. Okay, I definitely don't want that. So you know what? Why am I so pressed against not having that? Oh, because I have a fear of lack in this area. Oh, why is that there? Oh, because this happened, or somebody did that, or I watched that happen to somebody, or I saw that on TV, or I saw that on the reel. Like, I don't want that though. So why I'm attached to that? You know what? I can put that down. I can see myself putting that down. Like, I could put it down. And then if you're having a hard time putting that down, then or letting it go, whichever word works, whatever wording works best for you, then let yourself show you where you're hurting with that thing. Let yourself show you where you're not surrendering. Let yourself show you, because then you can release that from your heart, from your body, wherever it's sitting in you, because it's sitting in you. Okay, it's sitting in you, in your energetic field, in your mind, in your physical body, in places even. And, so take those things and put them in their proper place. Because when you can take them out and look at them and adjust their frequency, you can say, okay, I had this experience. I can integrate this now. I give thanks for this clarity. I give thanks for this appreciation. I give thanks for being thankful. Like, I give thanks for this piece of my experience coming back to me. And now I can fulfill something else because that's now gone. I can fulfill this do want because I have neutralized the don't want. So however you need to walk yourself through that, let that happen. I know some of us are more like in our picture mind. We do I don't want to say it's your imagination, because really it's not. Like, it's the faculty of creation. So however your mind visualizes that occurring, however your feelings work with your divine intelligence, okay? Because you are divine intelligence and you orchestrate however that needs to go for you. And just trust your body. Matter of fact, ask yourself, how can I? How should I? How can we? Okay, because we have many aspects. How can we, you know, um, be able to neutralize this experience that I had, and how can I allow myself to release this thing. And sometimes, depending on what we have going on, it may not happen right at that moment, but if it don't, that's okay. It's still gonna happen. Let yourself know, I'm gonna do this. Show me this. Show me this. And then your body, your divine orchestration of self will say, hey, okay, over time, like, here you go. When you're having that moment of quiet and the thought drop into your head, and you be like, oh, that was a thing. So then you can do that work. So, have grace for yourself. Like, you're worth every time, every moment, every second, every millisecond, every microscopic second that I don't know what the word is for. You're worth it. So give yourself that grace, and let yourself know that, like, this is all happening for me. This is all going to happen for me. All of it. So allow yourself to breathe through that. Allow yourself the space, the time, and the energy to, like, handle that. Okay. And so, so then they were showing me that we integrate those parts, we neutralize the don't want, and we go and touch what we do want, and then we put that in our field by accepting it. We energize it by feeling it. How does it feel in our body? How does it feel in our experience? Imagining the experience with it, with some gusto, people. With some gusto. Like, don't just, oh, I imagine myself walking into the door. How do you feel walking into the door? Okay, how do you feel sitting behind the wheel of the car? How do you feel in your loving relationship? Okay, and pay attention. to where those things come from. Because sometimes we want things out of a lacking, and we don't have no lacks. We don't have no lacks. We don't have no lacks. We don't have no limitations. We were told we were, so we said, okay, you can make up whatever limitation you want. Okay? So be mindful. And when you're asking for something, ask for it from love. Ask from it from a pure space. Try to be mindful of that, because the energy behind what you're asking for, sometimes you get that instead of what you're actually asking for. You get some version of the two mixed together because of your energy, how your energy is working. So this is why it's so good for us to learn how to be have some integrity about ourselves, honor our feelings, like pay attention to yourself. Like, you know how you raise a child and you pay attention to how they're moving and what they're saying, and that shows you how they're feeling about themselves. Do that for yourself. Like, that's how you gain that integrity, because you understand how you work, how you feel, how you be when you being, you know what I'm saying? So allow yourself to understand those things about yourself. Allow time for that to happen. And pay attention. Like, when you move through your day, your body, your thoughts, where you sit in your energy, where your home space and your energy is it happy? Does it feel good? Does it feel sluggish? Does it feel sad? Does it feel irritated? Like, what is that? Like, what is that? And let yourself ask yourself, what is it? Like, what is that? What am I feeling? Especially when you don't even know how you feeling, what you feeling. Okay? Yourself trying to tell you something. So listen to yourself. Give yourself time. Okay, 17 minutes in. So did I cover it? Yes. You touch it. You feel it or imagine it. You allow yourself to be in it, inside of you, where you live, in there, and here, where you live in your body. And then you continue to feel it whenever that thought comes up until within without happens. So when within without happens, now that time between one and the other does have some variance depending on how we're flowing in our life, how we're believing in our life. I'm gonna say believing, but really I don't really like that word believing, because really we know. Like, when you have something that's coming to you, you know it's coming. When you get to the point where you touch it and you accept it and you know all of you is in agreement with that thing, like, you know it's yours. You know it. It's not a question. You know it. It's not a belief. Oh, I believe in Jesus. No, it's I feel. I know it's mine. It's me. Like, you know your name. You know it. You know what I'm saying? You know it's yours. So, and there's a feeling of knowing that's so certain and solid and strong. And like, just think of what you know. When you say you know something, like, oh no, I know them. I know they're going to do such and such. Or I know they not going to do such and such. So, when you know for sure, like, go to those feelings of knowing and place your thing in the knowing box. Like, put it in there. And, work with yourself on placing it there. If, you feel like, I don't feel like I know, then why don't you know? And like, what part of you is saying, I want this limitation instead? So, we got to work with ourselves. Like, we are divine technology, and we can function and eliminate these aspects and shift or reorganize, because really we just reorganizing our energy. But, reorganize those energies, shift, alchemize, do those functions. Like, it's something you can teach yourself. Like, I can tell you some words, but you have to actually do it. You actually have to come to know it yourself, whatever that experience is for you. And someone else might have a completely different process, and they might not describe it nothing like how I describe mine. But ultimately, there's a shift happening, and then a thing is happening. You feel me? So yeah. So anyway, I just want to encourage you to honor yourself and to love yourself and to embrace yourself and to honor your truths and your feelings and your love for yourself, and let that grow and expand and become the optimal, like, expression. And that's going to change from time to time. Every day we changing something. So, allow yourself to be that expression. And so, yeah, that was on my heart to share. Touch the thing, feel the thing, accept the thing, and stay in the feeling until it comes. Also, don't dwell, because if you're dwelling, why are you dwelling? Like, ask yourself, why are you dwelling? And is it in the goodness, or is it in the hopefulness, or is it in the I know? Like, where are you with that? So Anyway, I've already said all I needed to say. I'm just going in circles now, so we're going to put it down. And I'm going to give it to you. It's my offering for you today. And I hope it does bless you. It does encourage you. It does, uplift you and give to you. Let it be giving. Um, but yes, peace and love to all the benevolent, honorable, infinite beings. Thank you for your time and your energy. I love you. Peace. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.